double checking everything at the moment. Okay. So on the bench today is we have this MacBook Pro from 2016, model A1707. Seems like the issue was we had some water, some liquid spillage near the fans. I can tell that it's been a minute since it has been opened. Since when I opened it, it's kind of sticky. And the intention of this stream is just to kind of document, at least for myself, the process of removing this back panel of the laptop, just like trying to get this off. I'm not a professional. I'm just a hobbyist. And I'm just going to attempt to just be able to remove this to take a look as to what may have happened here. And then at some other stream, maybe the intention will be to use a multimeter, maybe do voltage injection and see if there's a short on any of the components here. Because this is where the main logic board of the whole MacBook is actually. So the logic board, the brains of the computer are going to be like here in this area, which is like pretty uh fragile design considering that the vents here, I mean, it's meant for the air to flow out from where all the buildup of the heat is, but the of course liquid can easily go into the gaps here and into the gaps on the other side of the laptop when you spill something. So but this is more or less where the majority of the logic board is, and then this area will be where the battery is. This hasn't been turned on in well over a year or so, so the so I'm pretty sure it's all depleted, and I'm just going to try and like remove the screws and go from there. Now to play some mood setting music as per usual, and I'm going to be looking at the MacBook iFixit teardown, and how they do it. So let's see. I won't be sharing my screen for today just because I haven't set up everything that well. Let's see. Let's do dual bench with microscope. All right. And I'm trying to keep it in frame while I do this. So I gotta do this one, which is what type of nice proprietary pent screw. Yeah. We get a little bit more light. Yep. It's back. Like we're trying to look for the right one. Yeah. Into 5. Okay. So it's this iFixit screw I have here. There we go. There we go. And apparently these two ones on the closest to the back are going to be separate. Apparently their lengths are completely different from the rest of the ones in the front. So I have to just make sure to sort them in such a way that I'll remember that. I have slots on my silicone mat here that will help me remember. With the same screw bit, pin to 5. It's the length of these. It's a little different. So it's this, and then I'll probably show in comparison in a bit. All right, and I'm gonna get the bottom here, the bottom 4. And you can tell the difference already. So there's that one versus that one. Different lengths, so you can't mix these up. Luckily, there's only 2 I need to keep in mind. Two different sizes, I mean. There's a total of 6 of these screws, though, to keep track of. Alrighty. Almost done. Last one. There we go. Alright, I think that's it for all the screws. Alright, second is apparently I need to do a suction cup thing now. The repairability score from iFixit for the MacBook Pro late 2016 is a 1 out of 10. So no, it's not going to be an easy one for sure. So suction handle placed near the front edge of the lower case between the screw holes, so about here. I'm supposed to place this and then lift up just so there's a small gap. There we go. Wow, actually that came up way faster than I expected, like not in a good way. There's supposed to be like a lot of additional turmoil that was supposed to happen here, but it didn't. I'm wondering why. I'm like worried that came out too so well. All right. So what do we have here? So let's move it strictly to the microscope only camera here. All right, what do we have? You will see what I see. Okay. Yeah, not a professional. So I'm an amateur in this, so I'm just gonna be taking a look and seeing if there's anything very obviously wrong here. I have a feeling we need to take this whole board out, this whole thing here, because the spill happened on the other side. Nothing obvious in terms of visual inspection here. I'm just looking at it by eye. There's nothing obviously wrong that I'm seeing. Whatever might be wrong, obviously wrong, will be definitely on the other side. Okay. Time to see about how to remove the logic board. So I'm going to go to iFixit again. Logic board. Oh, this is terrible. They give you videos on how to do this. Instead of, I'm watching a video right now of how to, try and take this apart because they don't have an actual guide to read. Okay. I'm looking up, this section of how to, like, take apart the battery. Oh, why they do it like this? And it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's so many screws to take account of. My God. So many screws. Looking through. This is insane. I'm gonna be right back. I need to get my electric mat that I can ride on. 1 second. I'll be using this. Try and keep track of all the pieces. For my fix it also, see, like, keep track of all the pieces on a magnetic board like that, and they provide you this to be able to write on it. Like this. There's a back panel. Alright, so I'm gonna go one by one, bird by bird on this. So we need a bunch of screws for this one. Bunch of drivers. Let's see. Even with all the bench space I have, I don't have enough bench space. I need a T5. There we go. According to this video, Torque T5 screw. Alright, so we're gonna disconnect the battery, which is this section here. That's the wide. So we're gonna disconnect this. And this just came off. I think like the glue kind of dissolved or something. Maybe due to the liquid that was poured. Okay, next. So this is a black panel. Let us carefully connect this cable here. So in order to do that, I have to use these sort of pliers here. I'm wondering if I can get a better perspective here. Why are we doing this? I'm gonna be removing that part. Okay. So according to the video that I just saw, to remove the battery, they did this. It's like sticky. Curious if it's like, if I need to push it that way or pull it that way rather. One. I'm not a professional, so all professionals are going to be looking at me like I'm crazy, and that's fine. My friend gave me permission to just like mess around with his laptop because they think it's basically dead. Yeah, apparently you're just supposed to slide it out, and it ain't sliding. How do I slide it out? Come on. Oh no, did I just damage that? I just sort of did, didn't I? So you gotta be careful. Alright, my bad. It's a struggle. Okay. Not a professional at all. You're just seeing me struggle. Mm, Pry the clamp. Alright, moving the screw, prying the clamp. Next, they are doing this in the video. Doing this whole thing. Too big, so it needs to be a smaller torque. And keyboards were so much easier. No, apparently they're going for all of these screws here. They're going for like these now, so I gotta just make sure to take a look at those. Good. Mm. Hopefully do. Okay, so it's now this far side. Over this. Yep. Looking at the video still. Now this one. Remove that one. Next after that, there is this screw. That screw. That screw. Those go together. And then this thing all the way over here. Pop this one open as well. So give me a little bit of trouble. Like sticky. So that's been popped open. Next, it's these two. What is it? Just above it. Mm, Time to remove it. Also sticky. Supposedly we've gotten most of the screws out and the motherboard is not being held down by anything according to the video. But yeah, here we are, more screws. That one. That one looks like it's a different size from the one I was just using. Yep, same shape though. It sizes up. Nope. Few more sizes up. Yep. Then I gotta go up here. Size change again. Go 4 down. Nope. One more than that. I believe how small these all are. It's gonna be such a nightmare to reassemble. Let's see. I think I gotta switch out again to remove this one. Oh no, something else. Okay, so yeah, it's that screw here. That screw. This one. It's stripped. It doesn't look stripped to me, it's just large. There we go. There we go. Grab that one. Alright, we're popping off things now, thank God. First things first, we're popping this thing off. I'll use the same tool they're using in the video, just one of these spudger things. Spudger thing number 2 here. 2. There's another thing to spudger here. So I gotta rewind the video and double check. I think it's this thing. Yeah, it's from the bottom. Come out. Okay. Over here on the other side of the board. Oh. I guess 4 things. Spudger number 5. This isn't quite a spudger. Yeah, the guy's having trouble in the video also. Okay, in the video he decided to go from the back. So instead of trying to do it like the way I was doing it, he went from like this. There's a little bit of glue here. Right, like that. And then I just push it off. Okay, that's the glue. Same on this side, looks like. He's also going from the back. Like this. Such a weird connection. I don't know how you're supposed to put it back. Probably has to add some Loctite or something. Or some double-sided tape. Good Lord. Alright. We're back to this. Back to unscrewing things. Too big? Yep. Oh, oh. What is next after this? Do I need to pop it open? No, the guy just left it. He went to this one. This one is meant to just be popped open, like it's kind of like more of a connector, like that. We'll do the same here. But this really does come off, so thing is over here. It's pretty glued on. Come on, connector. There we go. There's so many connections to this thing. Holy moly. Next up, there. I don't know how any person's supposed to do this. Oh, so finally, these things. These antenna connections. Sort of antenna connections. UN1. I'm afraid to do this one actually because it seems so fragile. One. I guess he does two and then three. All right. Yeah. It's like really sticky. Okay. All right. Now we're going over here. What are we doing here? There is this plastic gasket. This is rubber gasket. Needs to come off. All right. This is what they were doing. All the way through like that. And they don't feel inclined to go any further than here. Okay. Let's see, they do the same thing over here on the other side of the fan. There we go. I get this pulled back just enough to do that. Right, it looks like finally, the logic board can start to be peeled off. Just set it like that. And they go from the other end, pull it like that. So they're just pulling it up like this. I got most of the connectors off. Something is like still maybe weighing it down. It's trying to, I feel like it's like trying to lift up a house. It's supposed to be able to be lifted up more. There we go. Like lifting it up. I mean, there's something he forgot to unscrew. These couple things. Right. All right, that's a kind of important thing. So over here, these need to be removed as well. It's a little important. What was the last thing? It's fun. In the video, I've eventually removed this whole thing, but I'm going to try and keep it on for the most part. It's been very quiet. It's my first time ever doing this. It's a little stuck. That's under. It's funny, he did end up removing this whole thing, so maybe I might end up doing the same. No, it's fine. There you go. Oh, look, this is stuck. Heck, he never went over this part. There's this thing that's stuck. See this? This wasn't removed. Must have missed in the video. Right. Ooh, that looks kind of grimy. Yep. Alright, logic board is out. Alright, before you even take a look at the logic board itself on the other side, I'm gonna step it aside here. Take a look at what this board looks like underneath. I mean, this is a board that looks like it's, been used. It has some grime in here, very easy to clean. Grime there, very easy to clean, like trying to take a look as to the kind of entryways. See maybe like some residue, right? Those look clean, but that doesn't look that clean here. Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the other side where the fan entryways are, that's that, and then I'm comparing it to this side, right there. It's when it starts looking different. Um, I think not too dirty, like just like little odds and ends here. Nothing too bad. Like I've seen worse from me, from my own stuff. Like the only thing that looks pretty suspicious in terms of damage is like this. You see this like kind of flow, like this whole thing, how it flows here. This is very like not factory. Flows towards the batteries like that. Interesting. And who knows what's actually wrong with this? Whether the batteries may have been damaged from getting wet, potentially. I don't know. Look at the other side here. I'm going to set the whole main board aside somewhere else. And we're going to look at so there's the board from this angle. I'm going to flip it now to the other side. Because this is the at least 2-layer board. Alright, so I can easily tell here from eyeballing it that it starts changing shade right about there. There's a different color, right? So I'm going to assume the spillage is like on this side of the board, like on that side. So if I'm looking for any specific damage, it would have to be on that side of the board. And I'm looking for just anything to make my life easier. Just like, I exploded here. Ooh, nice cakes. Detritus here. Cool. But that's one side of the board. Yes. I'm going to assume it's like over here. That's just very gummy. Hmm. See, this looks pretty bad. It's like this will need to be cleaned up for sure. What happened here? What is this? This is the funkiest little chip I've ever seen. I've never seen. It looks very broken. Usually chips are square. This looks like it's an L. Best way to go about it is to try and clean it up a little bit. Isopropyl alcohol here, and just brush it away. Try and clean this off. The whole area just going to clean off. Some Q-tips here. Let's see. Like a lint-free Q-tips. All right, that cleaned up and everything's starting to make more sense as to what's going on the board here. Mm. Board just needs to be clean in order to be able to, for me to even understand what's going on. There's so much grime that it's confusing me as to what the components even look like at the moment. Come on. Alrighty. I wish I could. Maybe if I turn this off, I can see a little bit better. Gotta angle the light such a way. Still very grimy though. Okay, gonna go for my depleting supply of cone-shaped Q-tips here. Fun color for this chip. I don't think I've ever seen a chip blue like that before. Feel like I need a cleaner brush, but this is all I have at the moment. Maybe I can use one of my brushes here. Pair of toothbrushes. Really, this is making it worse. Ugh. I'm just trying to get a sense as to what happened here, but this is my guess that the spill happened in this area. And something went wrong with one of these chips because of the spill, or one of these components. I mean, these are all so dirty. I mean, these are all so dirty. I'm like barely rubbing here just to get some grime off. See, barely passing the tip here. These look like fissures. I don't know. They don't. No, they look not more like actual traces. Good. I was worried for a moment that these like little lines here were actually like cracks being formed due to the maybe the acidity of the drink in question. That is not the case. Oh, it's all gunk here. And again, my assumption is that because this is the dirtiest part, and it's very close to these fins that seem like they got the grimiest over time. Not to mention the keyboard's power button was very sticky. I'm going to assume that this is the part in question that's been damaged the most. But for me, I'm going to have to do a lot of work offline to A, find the schematics for a MacBook Pro 15-inch late 2016 version to be able to deduce whether any of these components are fried. And the way to do that would be to have the schematics and to basically follow traces. So like if this is supposed to be connected to that, make sure that that is actually happening. And then here to there, etc. It's very hard to know how the traces run because they could go through the other side of the board. They could jump vias and go like in and then back out on the same side. It's very hard to tell. Schematics would just make my life a lot easier. Just trying to clean this. And I'm only trying to clean just so I can see a little bit better, like what might be going on. It's interesting. This resistor seems like a little out of alignment as well. Right, it's not like lined up as properly as the rest. And I don't even know what these chips do. I have no idea what that one does. Don't know what that one does. Or that one. So schematic might help out a lot in terms of figuring that out. Anyways, that was like the dirtiest part of the board, but I'm gonna look around. See if there's anything else on this board that seems like really out of place. Like obvious signs of cracks. Like things that are just disconnected. You can look at all that. Since I'm not a professional, this is going to take me forever. But I'm not charging my friend anything, so it's kind of a mercy mission. I mean, all this stuff looks super clean. Look at that part. What the hell? That's a little dirty. It's like flux or something. I don't know. How dirty all this is. This just looks like old flux though. I'll go to one server anyways. And through there. Hello. Where are we on the board? Right there. Very sticky. Whatever it is, it's not bridging anything. It's not making contact with multiple components, so I think I'll leave that alone. There's a mess right here. There's a stain. Is that a 0 ohm resistor? Okay. Yep. All this looks pretty clean as well, to me. No obvious signs or cracks or anything. But some of these might be shorted, who knows? I'll have to take a look later and figure out how to actually measure it properly. Again, I'm an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following YouTube tutorials, and I just happen to have the tools, and that's it. Let's go to the bottom again. Quickly doing a visual inspection, just seeing if there's anything obviously wrong. A board like this, I feel like, will never tell you straight up what's wrong with it. That looks cool. Yeah, so everything about the board seems like pretty straightforward. It's just I know there's evidence of an issue here for sure on this side. Not only because it's dirty, I think it's like because there was spillage that dirt and grime pot got caught in here even more so. You know, it's like the grime is attracted to the original solution that was spilled. And this feels like kind of standard stuff. It was like the one over here. Basically, there's like a right there. It's kind of like a line you can tell that is not apparent on the other side, but there's this line. It darkens here. I can't help but feel like the spillage was like this entire area here. And so I can't help but feel that whatever is wrong with the computer at the moment, it's going to appear in one of these components. That on the outside of it, you can't tell anything's wrong, right? There's no obvious bits of issues of cracks or like something having exploded. Yeah, look how dirty it is here. I almost feel like this is like probably the problem, if I were to guess, because this is where like the sort of ground zero of issues in terms of like would manifest because the spillage is like all over here, but then it feels like it's especially in this area, like the worst. Like you can tell like all this grime And who knows, maybe this chip is now shorting the board, which is affecting everything else. So I went a lot further than I expected to do on the stream, like to take the logic board out and actually inspect it. Honestly, this stream was going to be me just simply trying to get the bottom case out, but we did that really quickly. And so now it's just me just investigating the board. But what I need to do is get schematics for this particular MacBook, read up on this section. I'm going to try and make sure that my investigation, my research is done in just this primary section. See what happens here and how everything is connected. Then I'll use a multimeter to confirm, is everything connecting as expected? And then go from there. I mean, if everything's connecting as expected, then the problem is going to be somewhere else, which is very likely. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility. They could be somewhere else instead. So yeah, that'll be for another stream. For this one, it was about the disassembly of this board, which took, there are so many parts here. Like, check this out. There's how many parts you need to take apart, all these little things. And at some point, I had to just stop writing because there were so many. I wasn't going to be able to keep up with what was going on. So I'll go ahead and write this down. This is a MacBook. This is my friend's MacBook that they gave me permission to try and resurrect. Mission of Mercy. This is a MacBook Pro 15-inch, late 2016. And I forget the model. It's a 2016. That works. All right. So I need to make sure to put this in such a place that it won't get knocked over or anything. So I have plenty of room finally in my new desk to set it aside there. And then I'm going to leave this on the bench, knowing that I need to circle up on this area. And this will be a for now stream. I'll end it now. I hope everyone's having a good time currently in 2026. I have not streamed in well over a year, but I hope everyone's doing well. Has been, and I hope you will do well. I just can't get it out of my system. I want to clean a little bit here. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well, and I will catch you on another stream. Till next time. Bye, everybody.